The city lights of Manhattan glittered 38 floors below my corner office like scattered diamonds on black velvet. Another 2 a.m. in the Volkov Enterprises tower, and everyone else had gone home hours ago. Just me, a graveyard shift, and my dirty little secret. The bottom drawer of my desk stocked with top-shelf whiskey that could knock out a linebacker. Tonight I'd killed 56 bottles of craft IPA before I finally shut down my MacBook. My head buzzed pleasantly as I tossed the empties into the recycling bin and staggered toward the private elevator. The doors slid open with a soft chime. And there he was, Alessandro Valentino, billionaire CEO, the most terrifyingly beautiful man ever to walk the earth, standing in my elevator like he owned the damn thing. Black Tom Ford suit hugging 6'4" of pure muscle, midnight hair swept back, jaw carved from Italian marble, those storm gray eyes slicing straight through me. I grinned, drunk and stupid. "Hey, boss. Burning the midnight oil too?" He didn't smile. He never smiles. He just let those predator eyes rake over me, pausing at the faint flush on my cheeks and the slight wobble in my stance. His brow furrowed. "You've been drinking. In my building." The icy disapproval in his voice should have sobered me up. Instead, it lit a match inside my veins. God, that voice. Low, controlled, dangerous. It had haunted my fantasies for 2 solid years. I rolled my eyes. "It's after hours, Mr. Valentino. Even slaves get to drink when the master's not looking." His nostrils flared. Next thing I knew, my back slammed against the elevator wall, his massive frame caging me in. One hand gripped my jaw, tilting my face up to his. "Careful, little wife," he growled, the words dripping possession. "Keep talking like that, and I'll show you exactly who you belong to." I should have been scared. Instead, I grabbed his silk tie, yanked him down, and crushed my mouth to his. He tasted like sin and expensive scotch. For one shocked heartbeat, he froze, then his control snapped. He kissed me back like a starving man, teeth clashing, tongue invading, devouring. When I finally pulled away, we were both breathing like we'd run a marathon. His ears were red. Alessandro Valentino, the untouchable mafia king of New York, was blushing. "You," he started, voice hoarse. I smirked, grabbed my trash bag, and sauntered out of the elevator. "Night, boss." She's mine. Every breath, every heartbeat, every reckless, infuriating inch of her belongs to me. And tonight she just sealed her fate. The next morning I woke to 800 unread messages in the company group chat. Someone had leaked the elevator security footage. There I was in 4K, slamming New York's most feared billionaire against the wall and kissing him senseless. The internet lost its collective mind. I posted a half-assed excuse about working late and mistaking him for an ex. Everyone pretended to buy it, until Alessandro walked into the open-plan floor. The entire office went graveyard silent. He didn't even glance at anyone else. Just locked those gray eyes on me, prowled across the room like a panther, and stopped right in front of my desk. "Morning, Miss Sinclair." "Morning, Mr. Valentino," I chirped, all fake sunshine. He leaned in, voice velvet and venom. "My office." "Now." The second the door closed, he had me pinned against it, one hand braced beside my head, the other tipping my chin up. "So I'm a substitute now?" he murmured, thumb stroking my lower lip. "Or do you just want me to be your boyfriend that badly, baby girl?" My heart tried to ride out of my chest. "You wish." His eyes darkened. "Be careful what you deny, little wife." "I take what's mine." He kissed me again, slower this time, drugging and deliberate, until my knees buckled. When he pulled back, his voice was pure gravel. "You're mine, Avery. And I don't you ever forget it." She thinks she can run. She thinks this is a game. I've waited years to claim her. Now that she's put her mouth on me, there's no escape. A month of torture followed. He'd brush past me in hallways, fingers grazing the small of my back. Send me flowers. Leave his suit jacket on the back of my chair, so I drowned in cedar and gunpowder all day. Every time I turned around, he was watching me with that possessive stare that said, "Touch her and die." Then came the weekend from hell. My brother begged me to crash his blind date and scare the girl off. I went full Harley Quinn, purple wig, ripped fishnets, fake tattoos, the works. I burst into the cafe ready to terrify some Park Avenue princess. Instead, I found Alessandro that he stood when I entered, towering and lethal in a charcoal Henley that should be illegal. The guy who'd been insulting me took one look at Alessandro's face and practically wet himself. Every person has the right to dress how they want, Alessandro said, voice quiet and deadly. If you don't like it, I'll gladly remove your eyes for you. The guy fled. The entire cafe cleared out in 30 seconds flat. Apparently Alessandro owned the building. I yanked off the purple wig. What are you doing here? He stepped closer, crowding me against a marble column. My cousin needed a favor. Turns out your brother set her up. Imagine my surprise when I heard my future wife was playing scarecrow. I'm not your. He kissed me silent, hands sliding into my real hair, tugging just hard enough to make me gasp. You are, he whispered against my lips. You've always been mine. Every chaotic, beautiful, infuriating piece of her. And I'm done waiting. Company retreat in the Hamptons. Private beachfront estate, infinity pools, champagne that cost more than most people's rent, that I wore a white bikini that should have been illegal. Alessandro's jaw clenched so hard I thought he'd crack a molar every time another guy looked my way. Then came Ethan, the 22-year-old intern who followed me around like a golden retriever. Senpai, there's this amazing sake bar. Alessandro materialized out of nowhere, hand clamping around my wrist. She's busy that he dragged me into the beach house, slammed me against the nearest wall, mouth on my neck, teeth scraping. You like puppies now, baby girl? He growled. Want me to bark for you? I laughed breathlessly. You're jealous of a kid. I'm jealous of the fucking air that touches your skin. He nipped my earlobe. You're mine to ruin, Avery. Only mine. That night he took me apart on his private balcony, moonlight painting silver across his shoulders while the ocean roared below. He tied my wrists with his Hermes tie, whispered filthy Italian against my throat, made me come so hard I forgot my own name. Good girl, he praised, voice wrecked. Now say it. I'm yours, I sobbed. Only yours. He kissed the tears from my cheeks. Damn right. The first time he stood me up, I nearly murdered him. Our first official date, Italian on the rooftop of his midtown penthouse, private jazz trio, the whole fantasy. And he never showed. Hours later his assistant called. Alessandro was blackout drunk at some investor dinner, begging for me. I found him in my apartment an hour later, 6'4" of heartbroken billionaire sprawled across my couch. Thai Askew, eyes glassy. Baby girl, he slurred, hauling me down on top of him. Thought you left me. Couldn't breathe. Turns out some asshole investor spiked his drink trying to steal a deal. Alessandro spent the night curled around me like I was the only thing keeping him alive, murmuring apologies into my hair. The next weekend, he turned my apartment into a rose-covered fairy tale. Hundreds of black and red balloons. A banner made of Swarovski crystals spelling I'm sorry across the living room ceiling, and sugar-glazed ribs that tasted exactly like his late mother used to make. He dropped to his knees in the middle of it all. I lost my mom when I was 12, he said quietly. Dad remarried 6 months later. Brought home a new wife and a daughter who hated me. I swore I'd never let anyone close enough to destroy me again. His fingers laced through mine. Then you kissed me in that elevator and ruined everything. Because now I can't breathe without you. I tackled him into the balloons. We didn't make it to the bedroom. Later, tangled in sheets and each other, he traced the bite mark on my shoulder. Marry me, I laughed. We've been dating 5 weeks. I've been yours since we were 8 years old, and you pushed me off the swing set for stealing your juice box. He pressed his forehead to mine. Say yes, little wife. Yes. The entire company found out the next morning when Alessandro strode into the board meeting, connected his laptop to the projector, and accidentally, 100% on purpose, showed his desktop background. A photo of me asleep on his chest, wearing his Harvard t-shirt and nothing else. He just grinned at the collective gasp. Weddings in December. You're all invited. Bring gifts. I twisted his ear in the hallway later. The elevator footage too? Really? He caught my wrist, kissed my palm. Had to make sure every man in this city knows who you belong to, baby girl. Possessive bastard. I wouldn't have him any other way. 6 months later, I stood in a custom Vera Wall on the terrace of his Amalfi Coast villa. Ocean breeze in my hair. Alessandro waiting at the altar looking like every dark fantasy I'd ever had. When the officiant said you may kiss the bride, Alessandro didn't settle for sweet. He bent me backward, kissed me until my veil fell off and the guests started whistling. Mine, he whispered against my lips. Forever. I smiled. Prove it, husband. He carried me straight to the master suite, kicked the door shut on 300 cheering guests, and spent the entire honeymoon doing exactly that. She's mine. My chaos. My salvation. My everything. And if anyone ever tries to take her from me, they'll learn why they call me the devil of New York.